What's good, y'all? Welcome back. I'm your host, LJ. This is Casual Takes, and I know it's been a while. I've had a lot of school stuff, a lot of me just not knowing what videos to make, but I'm back, and that's what matters. You feel me? So today we're going to do some NBA awards, all NBA teams, MVP, Rookie of the Year, all that, all defensive teams. Also going to be giving out my own awards that you'll see in a minute. I got hopefully 2 more videos coming for y'all this week. Gonna do playoff predictions, and then I have something special coming for y'all this weekend whenever I can figure out how to make this green screen work. But without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm gonna start off with probably the most agreed upon award, MVP. It's gonna go to Shea. I mean, obviously you see the team's success, insane scoring production, the volume, the efficiency is ridiculous. He's got one of the deepest bags in basketball. He's gonna drop 25 on you, guaranteed, no matter what, no matter who's guarding him. Like, he's insane. The only thing is, had Jokic not gotten it last year, and this is a hot take, I would have gave it to him this year. This year was ridiculous for Jokic. 30-point triple-double. Anytime a guy drops a 30-point triple-double, I think he should probably win MVP. That's just my opinion, though. You feel me? Shout out Luka. He should have won that shit last year. I'm not gonna harp on it though. Let's move on. Now we got Rookie of the Year. This is really a 2-man race, but I do have 3 candidates for every award. For this one, I had Castle, Reese Shea, and Jalen Wells. The reason I have Wells on there above any other rookie is because of the way he's able to contribute on a team that looked like they were gonna make the playoffs. Kind of just barely. I think they're in the play-in actually. They're actually playing right now. I forgot. They're the 8th seed. But anyways, you know, this is just 3-and-D guy. Super high floor. Can start pretty much anywhere. But the 2 men that are really in the race are Stephon Castle and Zachary Risache. For me, the Rookie of the Year should go to Stephon Castle. The scoring volume, the ridiculous defense. Like, I always thought he was going to come in and immediately be a at least plus defender. Like, he's shown real all defensive upside so far. And the shot, I like the way the shot looks. It's not the best percentage. It's never going to be the best percentage for a guard in his rookie year. But yeah, I know he had the scoring in him that he had. He had like a lot of and friends guys around him. It was Vassell. It was Chris Paul. Harrison Barnes can still play. Other than that, it was and friends. I don't care what you say about Keldon Johnson. He's nothing. Shout out. There's not even any more guys to shout out. You feel me? But I liked Castle's scoring volume a lot. Didn't have the greatest efficiency. The reason why Reese Shea doesn't win this award, I saw what the floor was. He's kind of like how I said with Jalen Wells. He's immediately he came in and was a great 3-and-D player. You know. Just doesn't have the greatest upside. Had solid percentages, but I mean, how much of that is playing with Trae Young? You know what I mean? He's kind of in a perfect situation, and I think Castle played better in a worse situation, which is why I'm giving him the award over Reese Shea. But it's a pretty close race though. For my 6th man of the year award, I have 3 guys that kind of played the similar roles: Peyton Pritchard, Ty Jerome, and Malik Beasley. All volume shooters coming off the bench, all guards. So it's basically going to come down to who I think is the best. And for me, that's Ty Jerome. The 3-level scoring, the efficiency. He can play make if you need him to. He can guard, unlike the other 2 guys. I love him so much. Like, the way this dude played, it was ridiculous. Like, I saw him in ESPN Fantasy. He's having these crazy games off the bench. I noticed Garland is out for a game, and I'm like, oh yeah, let me go pick up Ty Jerome. He can score, man. He's insane. But the reason I have him over the 2 guys, other than the defense and the efficiency, is really his upside. The fact that he had a limited role, and the fact that he had to beat out guys for his minutes. Pritchard was going to get minutes. He's basically a starter, if we're being real. He plays starter minutes. Malik Beasley, he was going to get his minutes. Between him and Tim Hardaway Jr., whichever one of those guys was better was going to get a ton of minutes. But Ty Jerome, he was kind of a filler player on the back of that roster. He had to scrap for his minutes. He had to beat out Craig Porter Jr., had to beat out Karis LeVert. I'm sure they wanted to see more minutes from Jalen Tyson, who's technically a wing, but he played guard in college. So he had to beat out guys to get his role, and he did it. So that's why I have him above Malik Beasley and Peyton Pritchard. I also think he's just a more impactful player with the playmaking and the defense. Ty Jerome was my 6th man of the year. Even though he technically doesn't qualify, I don't care. Next up, I got Defensive Player of the Year. There's been a lot of Draymond Green propaganda. He's not even in my candidates list. For me, it's Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson, and Dyson Daniels. We know what Jaren does. Ridiculous help defense. It pisses me off that he only grabs like 5 rebounds a game at 7 foot. But anyways, though, ridiculous help defense. He blocks everything. One of the best interior defenders we have in our game. He can switch on the players, perimeter players rather. He's great, well-rounded big defender. I like Jaren Jackson. I like the strides that he took this year on offense as well, but we'll get into that later. Evan Mobley, extremely versatile, can protect the rim, can guard the perimeter when he needs to. He can play help defense. He can hold down the paint. He grabs way more rebounds than Jaren Jackson. But I like Mobley. Super versatile. Can do pretty much anything you ask him to. Doesn't need to play the 4. I see a lot of people complaining that he's not even playing the 5, man. He does not need to play the 4. If they had him playing 5, he would be just as good. And then my other candidate is Dyson Daniels. Led the league in steals, phenomenal perimeter D. Pokes everything, rips everybody. Record setter as far as steals go. I don't really have much else to say about Dyson Daniels. Y'all know what he does. My winner for Defensive Player of the Year is Evan Mobley. Love the versatility. I love the fact that he led one of the best defenses in the NBA, if not the best. I'd have to look it up. I haven't really checked. I haven't really looked at the defensive rankings as far as teams go. But I think Evan Mobley is the most well-rounded here. I don't really have much else to add. I really don't. I love Evan Mobley. Always have. The fact that Draymond Green is getting so much push as the DPOY. Even the FanDuel odds have gotten tricked into putting him as the favorite. That shit's not happening, I promise you. Anyways, though, Evan Mobley, that's my guy. He's in my DPOY. Would love to see another guard get it in Dyson Daniels, but I just doubt it's going to happen. I also just don't think he's as impactful of a defender as Mobley is, even though, he's ripping everybody, causing however many turnovers he does a game. I think that Mobley's defense is more impactful. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I know Anthony's going to disagree with that. Shout out Tony Goggins, but yeah, Mobley's my DPOY. Let's move on. For my All-NBA first team, I got Shea, Jokic, Giannis, Tatum, and Ant. Ant might be a shocker to y'all, but let's go with the first guys first. We know what they do. Shea, the most prolific scorer in the league as of right now. Jokic, the best player in the league right now. Giannis, to me, he's still the second best, with most probably would say he's the third best player in the league right now. And Tatum, probably the most well-rounded player in the NBA. Might be a hot take. I really don't think it is. I really think Tatum's the most well-rounded player in the NBA right now. But for our last spot, Anthony Edwards. It was really, for me, between Ant and Kate. I know some people have Mitchell on there. I don't think Mitchell's counting stats were good enough to be considered for All-NBA first team. I don't factor team success as much into All-NBA teams as much as I do for MVP and DPOY and stuff like that. So, anyways, that's why Mitchell's not even considered for All-NBA first team. I have Anthony Edwards on here because Ant increased his 3-point production like borderline tenfold. It was kind of like De'Aaron Fox when he was starting to stagnate a little bit as a player. He just started chucking up threes, and they were going in for a year. But Ant, I think we saw him take, I don't remember, was it the most in the league this year? He took a ton of 3-pointers, and he led the league in threes. Ridiculous volume, ridiculous efficiency. And he did this while having Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, and Jaden McDaniels around him starting. Those are 3 guys that you're fine with leaving open. You know what I mean? So the increased production with the worst situation was why I have him over Cade. Whereas I think Cade's situation just got better. Even though you might prefer his counting stats, I also think that Cade was very turnover heavy. So yeah, I got Ant over Cade for first team. Let's move on to second team. For my second team, I got LeBron, Cade, Brunson, Cat, and Mitchell. For LeBron, 24, 8, and 8. He's evolved his game to now be a second option. 42% on catch and shoot threes is ridiculous. All the adjectives, you know. Look greatness, look glorious, you feel me? He's the king. I mean, they don't call him for it for no reason. Next up, I got Cade. Although I did talk up his roster a couple times previously in the video, he had an average roster that he led to the 6th seed. And they did not have Jalen Ivey, who was probably his second best player. Like, honestly. Like, Cade, he's one of the best playmakers in the league. Average over 9 assists. I understand the turnovers are high. Who are you asking to hold the ball on that team? Just let me know. Who are you asking to dribble? Exactly. I don't really have much to say about Cade. The 3-level scoring, especially in the paint. You know, not the greatest volume shooter. Not the greatest behind the arc. But him inside of the arc, he's ridiculous. Like, it's almost Luka-esque, to be honest. Sometimes I'll joke, I'll call him Black Luka, but he really does kind of play like it inside the arc. Next up, Jalen Brunson was honestly worse than last year. And I mean, even then, worse than last year is still 26 points and 7 assists. One of the best 3-level scorers in the league. And he's a plus playmaker. Led his team to the 3rd seed in the West. Why the fuck am I getting so many things wrong right now? I'm not re-recording this either. Anyways, 3rd seed in the East. Fantastic player. 3-level scoring of hell. And we know he turns it on in the playoffs. Love Jalen Brunson. Even though I trade him every year in fantasy. Next up, we got Cat. He's the greatest jump shooting big we've ever seen. If we're keeping it in a book. I didn't realize he could get this down and dirty with the big man. Like, he averaged 13 rebounds this year. I did not know he had that in him. And maybe it was just because I saw him for 2 years. Was that 2 years or was it 1 year? I don't even remember. Anyways, we saw him with Rudy Gobert. And maybe I just forgot how physical Cat was. But I did not see 13 rebounds in him in previous years. Cat's a great player. Really embraced the second option role. To a point where, not to a point, but like to an extent that I didn't really see last year with Anthony Edwards. I think he's a better fit in New York than he was in Minnesota, especially last year. But yeah, Cat's great. I think he probably even improved. Also was not a complete cone defensively, which you love to see. Next up, Donovan Mitchell. Now, D-Mitch had a down year for sure. But I mean, I'm factoring team success big time for this one. And there wasn't really anybody that I would put above him. He still averaged, 24, 5, and 5? While on the second best team in the NBA, comfortably. I don't really have much to say about him. We know he's a great 3-level scorer. Like I said, for Brunson, he turns it on in the playoffs. Did have a down year, but he took care of the ball for sure this year. Yeah, just there's not really much I can say about him. He's a great defender for his size. Plus playmaker, can do a little bit of everything. Very well rounded at the guard position. Either guard position he can play. Even next to another player who's small like him and Darius Garland. I think he fits like a glove anywhere you place him. Love his versatility. Yeah, it's Donovan Mitchell. We know what he's good at. You feel me? Let's move on to the third team. Now for my All-NBA third team, I got Jaren, Trae Young, D-Book, James Harden, Steph Curry. Trae, we know what Trae's good at. Phenomenal playmaker, one of the best offensive engines in the NBA. 24 points and 11 assists this year. Shooting splits were below league average. 56.7% true shooting. It's not that below league average. I think league average is like 57 point something percent. But yeah, we know how good he is. The shooting was volatile like it usually was with him as a small guard. It's kind of hard to be that efficient, which is why I look at guys like Brunson and Mitchell and it's super impressive what they do. But yeah, also was passable as a defender this year, which is a massive step from what he was in previous years. Next up, we got Jaren. Jaren, we know he's a machine defensively, but I'm really gonna focus on his offense for this segment. Despite a bloated workload last year, he didn't really take the steps that I thought he did this year. He averaged the same points per game as he did in 2023 this year, but he had 4% better true shooting percentage. I didn't know Jaren had this offensive bag to him. Every time I saw him post up in years prior, he would do like a nasty little spin move, go nowhere and chuck the shot up and hope it went in. But this year he actually showed some depth to his post game. He improved from behind the arc as well. He showed that he can be a 1B to Ja's 1A, whereas I would have told you that he's absolutely the second option. Hell, I might have even argued he would be the third option behind Desmond Bane. But yeah, I think he's a 1B type of player, and I didn't know that he had that in him offensively in years prior. Next up, we got Devin Booker. We know what he's good at. It's the shot creation, specifically the mid-ranges. His team sucked, so a lot of people overlooked what he did this year. He still averaged 25 points and 7 assists. He's took steps as a playmaker. Despite not running point guard this year, he had a point guard next to him and still averaged the most assists he's averaged in a year. In his entire career. I'm not re-recording this, bro. Anyways, yeah, I hope to see him on a new team next year. We know what he's good at. The Suns stink. Hopefully they trade him. Next up, James Harden. He was the number one option for the bulk of the year, and he kept the Clippers above 500, which really says something because, you look at the Clippers roster without Kawhi, and you're like, you feel me? Pretty normal, regular roster. He averaged 22 and 8, which he's not prime Harden. He's not in his prime anymore, but at 34, 35, those are still really good numbers. One of the best pick and roll ball handlers in the game still. Like he said last year, he still is a system despite his advanced age. He made Zubac look really good this year, kind of how Chris Paul made DeAndre Ayton look when he was with the Suns. Yeah, Harden's a great player. He's making my All-NBA third team. I don't really know who I left off of here. Let me know. My last player, like I mentioned earlier, is Curry. I'm not going to have an in-depth conversation about him. We know what he's good at. He's the greatest shooter of all time. Elevates whatever roster he's on. No matter what the Warriors put around him, he's going to hoop. And he's going to carry his team to good success. I don't really have much to say. His stats were a bit down, especially to start the year, which is why he's on the third team. He averaged pretty similar numbers to Donovan Mitchell. I have Mitchell above him because of the team success. But yeah, Steph Curry. We know what he is. And I got him on the All-NBA third team. Like I was saying earlier, let me know some guys that I missed out on. I did a little bit of research for this video, like an hour's worth. If I left any guys off that you think should have made all NBA teams, leave them in the comments. I know John might complain about Tyrese Halliburton. I think Trae Young was just a much better version of him. Same thing with Devin Booker, to be honest. Yeah, though. Let's move on to some made-up awards. For the made-up awards, and we're skipping all defensive teams. I'm not really the guy to ask about defense in the NBA. I'm a casual when it comes to basketball. I never played it. You feel me? I don't watch a ton of basketball, but I watch enough to formulate opinions, but just not on the defensive side of the basketball. You feel me? Like, I can tell when a guy's getting blown by versus when a guy's locking his guy up. But, you know, I'm not really the guy to ask when it comes to defense. So we're going to get straight into these made-up awards. I got 2 for y'all. We got the Bryce Young My Guy Award. This is going to go to a player that I've always believed in that finally broke out or showed extensive flashes. For me, I'm not even going to list the candidates. If you know me, you know I love Q Grimes. And he's winning an award this year. If it didn't, you know what? I will give him a round of applause. Let's go. Like, Q Grimes is a fantastic player, man. I don't care how much that messes with the mic. Q Grimes, it's the scoring. It's the shooting. He took huge steps as a finisher this year. Didn't know that he had the ball handling that he did. I was a fan of him in New York. His second year in New York, I noticed him in the summer league. I was like, this guy hoop. He's always been a good shooter. New York traded him last year because he stopped shooting well. You feel me? I think he was having a bit of a slump, and they traded him to Detroit, and Detroit didn't re-sign him, so he was a free agent. He signed for like a minimum with the Mavs. I'm not gonna lie, I was just like, man, I really hope this dude doesn't end up falling out of the NBA. And then he's on the Mavs. Luka gets hurt and he hoops. Q Grimes was hooping, man. And that ended up getting him traded because the Mavs are like, we can't bring this guy back for a respectable amount of money. We would have to overpay for him. And that was a terrible mistake. Now Philly's gonna get a legit star that can come in and drop 20 whenever y'all need him to. Yeah, it's not just the scoring though. I didn't know that he had I think I already mentioned this. I didn't know that he had the handle that he has, and I didn't know that he had the playmaking that he has as well. He's a really good decision maker, and I did not see that previously in New York or with the Mavericks this year. So yeah, hopefully he's not just standing in the corner next year. They do have 3 guards, McCain, Grimes, and Maxey. So, you know, it's going to be hard for all those guys to be on the court. Anyways, though, y'all know what Q Grimes is good at if you've been watching basketball for the past couple months. That's my dude. I've always believed in him. Next up, we gonna get real haterish now, all right? I'm going to bring some energy to this. Least improved player, okay? We only got 2 candidates. Couldn't find a third. Actually, there is kind of a third. Keontae George, but that's my guy though. We ain't gonna you know, shit on my guy Keontae George like that. We got 2 players, Patrick Williams and Terry Rozier. All right, I'm gonna start off with Terry Rozier because I have way more passion and hatred in my heart for Patrick Williams. Okay, Terry Rozier, this man is terrible. He's robbing. Like, they need to arrest him, bro. They need to arrest him because he's currently robbing the city of Miami of good basketball play, dog. This dude shot 39% from the field this year, dude. That's worse than Scoot Henderson was last year. And folks took steaming shits on Scoot Henderson last year. Terry Rozier is worse, bro. Terry Rozier is awful. 39% from the field, 29% from 3. Give me Terry Rozier's body. As far as all the muscle memory and all that, I'm shooting better. I promise you. He averaged like 20 for Charlotte for 4 years. Where did that go? Why is he bad now? It's ridiculous. Like, it got to the point where the Heat were like, man, this dude can't play. We can't allow him to step on the court for us. He was getting DNPs. They're paying this guy like $20 million and he's getting DNPs. He sucks. And I don't know why. I don't know how his skills dropped off to that insane of a level. Another thing, this dude had like, man, I gotta look this up, bro. I heard he was like gambling or something. Let me see. Terry Rozier gambling. All right. Yeah, under investigation in federal sports betting probe. Like what? What is this guy doing, man? Yeah, Terry Rozier is awful, and apparently he's gambling. Come on, what are we doing, bro? But next up, it's hard to say. Is he my most hated player? When I say I don't even want to speak his name, man. But it's Patrick Williams, dog. This dude, he's horrible. He can't handle the rock. He can't pass, can't guard because of his slow feet. And he's super stiff. He has no hip mobility. Can't dribble, can't pass, can't guard. He could shoot a little bit. He could hit a little catch and shoot corner three. We saw that against the Lakers. But other than that, what is he? I'm not even gonna ask you what he's good at because you don't know. You don't know because it's nothing. Patrick Williams stinks. Every time he gets the ball, he travels. You can't trust him to have the ball in his hands unless he's shooting it. He goes to his mid-range. It's awful. He can't finish. The dude can't dunk. He's 6'7" and he can't dunk, bro. He got compared to Kawhi Leonard coming out of Florida State. Mind you, he didn't even start. You know it's bad whenever a guy doesn't start in college and he's still getting picked top 5, bro. Like, we saw that with Reed Shepherd this year, and guess what? Reed Shepherd didn't play. You feel me? Patrick Williams is terrible. The Bulls, whoever drafted him, awful decision making. I can't say he's worse than Johnny Davis, but he's really the worst player in the NBA. If we're talking worst players in the league, it's Johnny Davis 100%. Patrick Williams is a close second, though. The fact that this guy got stopped one-on-one by Chris Paul on a fast break, if I can find that possession, I will put it on the screen for y'all. He got stopped by Christopher Emmanuel Paul at his advanced age at 5'11". It's almost hard to come up with words to describe how bad Patrick Williams is. Give me Patrick Williams' body, I would be the greatest volleyball player of all time. We know he's too stiff to play NBA, right? He's not a basketball guy. Give me Patrick Williams' body, I will be the greatest athlete of all time in some obscure sport, I promise you. He's the worst player in the NBA. Second worst to Johnny Davis, actually. He's my least improved player, if you couldn't tell. It's not hard to choose between these two guys. Even with how bad Terry Rozier is. But with that being said, I'm very passionate about the subject, you feel me? Yeah, that's it for the award show. That's it for my made up awards. We'll have more next year. I just couldn't really think of too many. And I didn't want to just steal all of the ones from the Numbers on the Board podcast, but yeah. Let's move on to this outro, bro. Let's get up out of here. That was it for the award show, y'all. Let me know if I left anybody off. Let me know if you got any made up awards that you would like to see next year. I will have 2 more videos for y'all this week. One of them will for sure be playoff predictions whenever the tournament is over. And then the other one will either be my favorite prospects in the draft, another mock draft, or that special video I said I got planned is going to be a pretty good one. Let me know if you got any ideas for videos you want to see. I'm going to get some more content out for y'all, whether it's YouTube shorts, whether it's me just starting a different channel and ranting about stuff. I'm going to have way more content out. I know I haven't uploaded in like legit a month or something like that. Horrible YouTuber, not going to lie to you. It's school, but even then I still had stuff I could have recorded and put out. I'm not going to blame it all on school. It's on me, bro. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed the video. Like and comment. Do not subscribe if you think about subscribing. Comment, quote, I would have subscribed, but you're not gonna let me. You feel me? With that being said, need y'all in the algorithm, like the comments. That's about it though. Peace.